I am super excited today to be hosting day 3 of the Grace Live experience. Guys, welcome. I see you guys all hopping in. Let me just adjust all my stuff here so I can see you guys really good. Perfect. You guys see me good? Is everything clear? All right. I'm super excited. So welcome. I see you guys all hopping in. We're going to get started in about a minute. This is day 3 of the Grace Live experience. Okay. So for those of you who are hanging out with me, thank you so much. I'm super excited. Yeah, this is great. All right. So I'm going to get started in just a second. Let me make sure we have everything's connected and we are all in the right place. Perfect. Sure. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to get started today. I am super excited to have you here. Welcome to Grace, day 3 of the free live virtual experience. As you guys come in, drop me some love. Give me a hashtag live, hashtag replay. Feel free to say hello, introduce yourself, and ask me questions. Like, I am here to add value. So ask me anything, and I will do my best to answer them in the comments. Also, after this last day of the masterclass, I would love for you guys to, if it resonates, schedule a 10-minute get acquainted call with me, right? Just hop on above or below this video, book that 10-minute call, and let me help you get to the next level of growth in your own personal development and really get to the levels of wealth, freedom, being happy, joy that you really desire, right? So when I created Grace, I just want to give you a little backstory. I created Grace because I realized that no matter how successful the entrepreneurs that I work with were, and this was a mirror of myself too, there was always something missing. Like I was always trying to get to that next goal or that next accomplishment or that next level of money. Hi, welcome everyone as you're coming in. Say hello. Thank you for joining me. And no matter how much I worked or how much I worked on myself or how much I healed or how much therapy I went to or how much I accomplished, I still felt empty. And I just kind of ignored it because I'm like, well, I'm doing the work, I'm going to therapy, I'm doing the healing, but I didn't realize. And you know what? It really hit me when I started working in my consulting business, helping other successful women, other women who are brilliant, try and level up and reinvent themselves and create other businesses and bring their business online and share their gifts and their spiritual gifts and their brilliance. This is where I started to realize that it wasn't just me, that it had nothing to do with all the work we had done, but it had everything to do with the programming, the imprinting, the beliefs that we took on. Now, I've done a lot of training and I've hired mentors and I read. I'm just obsessed with this topic because when I realized that the thoughts and the beliefs that we took on didn't belong to us, it all kind of made sense. And I'm like, wow, this is easier than I think. I can actually reprogram myself either through tapping, which I shared with you guys yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to watch my tapping, head on back. And there's a million ways you could do this. You could just go on YouTube and, punch in tapping to move stress, tapping to heal, tapping to move, wounded energy. There's a million ways to do this, not just my way, right? And there's tapping. There's all kinds of different healing modalities you can use. There's writing anger letters. And my personal favorite next to the tapping is hypnotherapy. right? So I'm a certified hypnotherapist because I'm a certified integrated healing practitioner. But I went back to school to learn these modalities because I was so intrigued that we can actually reprogram our beliefs to have the life we desire, right? So our conscious mind, I'm going to, just really pay attention to this because this one is like shocking sometimes. So our conscious mind is the one connected to our identity and our spirituality. It's like our energetic body. That's your conscious mind, right? That part of you, like when we talk about the conscious collective, the earth is elevating its consciousness, right? This is the part of your being that's not programmable. Do you get that? It's the part that's not programmed. Can't be programmed. It's source, it's energy, it's being, it's spirit, right? So that's our conscious mind. It has wishes and desires, right? When you tap into the subconscious mind, this is where you can be programmed. So our subconscious mind, even while it's what makes us breathe, it's what makes us be alive, it's what makes us blink our eyes, be able to swallow, right? But this is the part, the subconscious is the part which is like theta hypnosis that actually can get programmed and did get programmed. So let me backtrack. Again, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. This is what I've learned in my journey. So the programming we had from the third trimester in utero to 7 years old was all subconscious, below the brain programming. So we believe these stories, regardless of what we fell into, these stories became our reality because that's what we were born into. That's what we viewed. So your brain is like a computer and the subconscious mind, it's being programmed, right? It's habitual. So it's the same thing over and over again. But we can, as humans, which I've learned, I work on this every day. I do a hypnosis before I go to bed. I do a different type of hypnosis when I wake up. I do my tapping and a few other things that I share in my program, Grace, the 9-week transformative program, to really shift the mindsets, the beliefs, the things that keep happening to me. One of my mentors said to me, everyone believes. I love the love, guys. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm so happy. Thanks for being here. Share the love with me. And if you have questions, drop them and I'll answer them. Either if you're live or on the replay, wherever you are in this free masterclass, right? So one of my mentors said to me, Maria, you really believe life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. And I was like all excited. I'm like, yeah, life's happening for me. I'm not a victim. She's like, wrong. And I was like, oh, I'm like, what do you mean wrong? She goes, life's happening through you. And she went like this, through you. So you are capable of reprogramming through hypnosis, through tapping, through doing different healing work. There's a million different modalities to do this healing work. I share quite a few of them in the 9-week Grace program, right? And we work on really deleting the stories because self-doubt is just a story and it's not a true story. Not feeling good enough, that's another story. Not being confident, that's just someone else's story. And the stories are what keeps us trapped in doing the same thing over and over again. So let's take a moment that to step back and be like, you know what? I'm the only one that can't see the programming, right? Think about it. So here's an example. Think about someone that they're like, oh, he's just like his dad, or oh my God, your daughter's just like you. Well, if you ask the kid will say it's not true. Or if you ask me, I'm nothing like my mom, right? I'm like, oh no, absolutely not. But then if you ask my friends or circle around you, if you're just like your mom or you have traits like your mom, they might say, oh yeah, because we ourselves can't see the imprinting that we've taken on. Does that make sense? But the people around you sometimes can. So think about, it's not genetics that we inherit things. We are imprinted things. There was a study. God, what was the scientist's name? Oh, Dr. Bruce Lipton talked about a study. Okay, he's the scientist guy. That people that were adopted into a family that had a certain genetic disease wound up having the disease that had nothing to do with their genes because they were brought up in an environment that everyone had this genetic disease, the C word, the genetic disease that runs in the family. And even though the kid was adopted, when he became an adult, he wound up with the disease too. I found this amazing because it was his study talking about how your imprinting and your beliefs can even cause your physical outcomes in life. Oh my God, how powerful is that? So let's take a step back. And I want you to think about and write down, what are the programs? What are the programs? Like you're this computer, right? You're this MacBook, this HP laptop. What are the programs that have been programmed into you, your computer self, that you just keep running over and over again? I want you to do this exercise after this video, after this masterclass, and I want you to go back and make a list of the programs. Now, these sometimes people get triggered when we do these exercises. And a trigger means is you feel an emotion, you might feel sick, you might feel like annoyed, you might feel like you want to cry. You have to just let it work through you. If that's what you feel, just feel it, don't judge it, and let it move through you. It's just the feeling, and the feeling will pass. Just like it's just a thought, and a thought can be changed. You guys with me? Let me hear some love down in the chat. I see you on all the different channels, listening, watching. Give me some love. Let me know if this resonates. So how many times have you felt yourself repeating a story, right? Repeating the program and being like, this doesn't align with my outcomes. Because our conscious mind, our soul, right? Our infinite being knows what we want, we desire, what is meant for us. But our programming gets in the way, right? So now we need to open that up and have it align where the programming no longer keeps us trapped. Now, mind you, this is a lot I'm throwing at you. We work through this and the deprogramming in the Grace 9-week program, which I'm going to be inviting you in. I'm going to drop the link to join me. It is a group program, a maximum of 10 women. It's 9 weeks. We do an hour a week and we really deep dive and we eradicate and pull out all these limiting beliefs and patterns and subconscious blocks. That way you can really step into the life of wealth, creativity, freedom, happiness. Just be happy. We're here to be happy, right? So I feel this is such a huge component because as a business consultant and coach, right? As an expansion driver to so many successful women, without this piece, all the other stuff doesn't come. Because again, you're blocking it, right? You could be doing all the things. I see women hustling, working hard, killing themselves. but yet they keep repeating the same pattern over and over, and they're not expanding into that next level. This happened to me. I went through the same thing. This is why I'm teaching this, because I want to share with you that there is possibility, that you're capable of changing these things. You're capable of owning the freedom. You're capable of making the money. It's yours. It's your birthright. These are simply stories that you're not worth it, that it's not yours, that it can't happen for you, that that's not you, it's other people, that you got to be a good girl and good girls don't do that. I mean, I even had a client who it came down to her personal, intimate life. Her block, not only was it money and success, but it was even her own happiness in her intimate love life, right? That she wasn't worthy of that. Guys, major breakthroughs happening when we release and delete the need to believe the stories that were simply programming by someone else that was probably wounded, right? Our parents, our caregivers, teachers, whoever the heck it was. Think of it, whoever you were exposed to from the age 0 to 7. And some people were like, yeah, but I thought I had a really good childhood. But you probably did. That doesn't mean you had a bad childhood. But think of it this way. When we're babies, before you're 7 years old, we made everything about us. We didn't know. We had nothing to decipher, or we just had no clue. So that's how we became imprinted. If my mother was depressed and always crying as a baby, I thought it was about me. Why is this human always crying? Why is this human upset? Why is this human never happy? Well, this won't, I don't you don't understand. So you think it's your fault. So I don't want to, digress here because I get all into it. But the important facts are to really accept and align your computer and say, I can remove this program and I can put a new program in. I am going to be dropping for you guys a hypnosis reprogramming underneath this video later on. I am also going to be coming back live to share Q&A